Yeah, it's nice to be back involved in the squad. It's felt like a long time for me ever since the first game when I sort of got injured. So it hasn't been much fun on the sidelines, and rehab never is. But I've worked hard to sort of get back involved now, and hopefully I can stay involved for the rest of the season now.
Talk us through the injury, Alex. Why was the recovery time so long?
Yeah, so I tore my pubic symphysis, which basically holds your pelvis together. So I had to go in and get an operation to sort of fix that. And we always thought the recovery time would be around 3 months, and it's pretty much spot on. So the physios and the medical department have done a great job of rehabbing me and getting me back to a space where I can be back involved in the squad, and really grateful to them.
Have you been training for a little while, and do you feel ready?
Yeah, a little while. Yeah, been back involved with team training now for a week or two. So it's just been nice to be back amongst all the boys. Rehab can be pretty lonely at times. You're by yourself a lot and doing a lot of things on your own, just with the physio. So it's nice to be back involved in the group, and just excited to be back involved and to help the boys and hopefully get some good results and get on a bit of a run.
What do you like watching, mate, when you're injured?
No good. Nah, it's not much fun. Anyone will tell you when you're injured, it's not too much fun, and you can't really do too much to influence the games, obviously, and it's just not enjoyable at all. So really excited to be back involved, and like I said, hopefully it can continue throughout the season.
And are you good for 90 minutes on Saturday?
I'm not sure. We'll sort of see. We haven't discussed that yet with the coaching staff or the medical staff. That'll be over the next couple of days as to how I'm involved, and whether I start, whether I come off the bench, or whether I'm just in the squad in general. So we'll sort of work that out over the next couple of days and see what happens.
What have you made of Sydney's defence while you've been out? Because goal scoring hasn't really been a problem, but the wins just aren't there. So.
Yeah, I think just the results in general haven't been up to the standard that we've set at this club, and everyone here is working hard to sort of rectify that. And I don't think it's one thing in general. I think when you talk about defence, we don't talk about the goalkeeper in the back four. We defend as a whole team. So we obviously know that we've been conceding too many goals, and that's something that as a whole squad we're working on and hoping to improve on. And so hopefully I can contribute to that when I come back.
It's 3 months is a long time to be on the sidelines. Was there ever a time in that period you thought maybe this is it, maybe I'll just stop?
No, not at all. It was, like I said, I always knew that the timeline of the injury would get me back with still plenty of games to go, and it's just a matter of going through the rehab and ticking the boxes and hopefully sticking to that timeline, which, like I said, the physios did a great job of sort of managing me through that and hitting each milestone as it sort of came up. And as it stands now, there's still over half a season to go, so there's still plenty of points to play for, and plenty of time left to make a good run up the table.
You mentioned plenty of time. What is it going to take to be able to turn this sort of patch around?
Just more consistency, I think. I think we've shown in games this year, we've just we'll play a half that's fantastic. Like the game on the weekend against Perth is a perfect example. The first half was brilliant. So probably the best half of football I've seen us play all year, and probably could have gone into the sheds 3 or 4-0 up, and then coming out the second half and it's a completely different game. So I think it's just about finding that consistency and performance, and when we do that, that's when we'll be able to go on a bit of a run. And with the table being so tight, it only takes 1 or 2 wins in a row and all of a sudden your position completely changes. And I guess that's one positive for us, is that we've been nowhere near at our best so far this year, but like the table's so tight that, like I said, a couple of wins in a row and the whole position changes, so that's a positive for us.
Apart from that game, you also had the Wellington one where the other team was down to 9, and I think Adelaide had Hiroshi sent off and couldn't get the win. Is that game management, or is it because you don't want to get a reputation as a team that can't finish off the game?
Yeah, no, I don't think we have that reputation as such. I mean, obviously, the game against Wellington when they went down to 9, I think with 5 or so minutes to go, it's not as easy as you think to break down teams when they sit that deep. When they've obviously got 2 men sent off, but the rest of the men drop really deep and sit within their box, and it can be really difficult to, although you have the man advantage, to break them down in such a short period of time. So, we huffed and puffed that game and obviously didn't quite get over the line. But the Adelaide game as well, we can go back to that, and we had a number of chances to finish that game off as well. So the situations in each game are a little bit different, but I think at times, like I said, our performance just needs to be a little bit better and a little bit more consistent to get the 3 points each week.
Is Jack Rodwell playing playing this week? Do you know? Is he,
I don't think he'll be involved this week, but we're not too sure on how long that's sort of going to be going on. But I don't think he's involved in the squad this week, but hopefully the week after.
Is it frustrating not to have had much of a chance to work on your cohesion with him? In a game?
Yeah, I think just in general, I think that's been a story of the year so far a little bit. We've had injuries coming in and out, we've had suspensions coming in and out, and I think we haven't been able to sort of field the same 11 players week to week very rarely, and very often, and that's something that I guess as a football team you want to do as much as possible, because players become obviously familiar with each other, and the cohesion within the team gets better and better the more you can do it, and that's something that we just haven't been able to do this year for several different reasons. And it'd be nice if we could sort of get that same 11 or close to that same 11 playing each week and getting that consistency.
Alex, does it obviously 3-month layoff, does it make you think about your long-term future and when the end might be? Did you have any thoughts about that in your time off?
Not too much, but obviously I'm getting a little bit older now, and you think about it a lot more than I guess you did 5 or 10 years ago. But I don't really know what I want to do yet after football, but I'm sort of just, the rehab period was more just concentrating on getting back on the field. Like I said, I knew that there was still plenty of time left in the season, and that the season was by no means anywhere near over, so it was more just concentrating on that. But yeah, I guess the older you get, the more you do start to think about it a little bit.
And when might that be? I mean, are you going to play on beyond this season?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I wasn't really sure how I'd respond to this injury, so I sort of just wanted to see how it went and sort of play it by ear. And I guess that's still going to happen coming back in the next few weeks, sort of see how it responds and whatnot. And then I've said for the last 3 or 4 seasons, it's more just a year-to-year thing when you get to my age. It's just how the body's holding up and making sure that you can still contribute at a higher level, and a level that's good enough to be here at Sydney FC, and this year's no different. So we'll just sort of see how this season plays out and go from there.
what about the guys who've had a chance in your absence? Has been good for their development, I guess.
Yeah.
Guys, he's like a little bit now.
Yeah, it's been great for Gertie to get so many games, and you can see how well he's developed just in this sort of half of the season already. It's great for him to get games. He's sort of gotten more confident being part of the team and playing regular games, and I thought, especially in the first half on the weekend, he was brilliant against Perth. So it's just added to our depth in the team, which is great. And we've seen this year a lot of young players get minutes, a lot of products from our academy who have come through and done well in the NPL, and then obviously now starring in the first team. So it goes to show that our academy is working well, and that the pathway is well and truly alive here at Sydney, which is good.
Are you going to go to the Mona Museum or anything this week? It's a bit different playing in Hobart.
Yeah, it is different. It's I played down there a while ago when I was at the Mariners. I think it must be 10 or so years ago now, but I think that was in Launceston. So I don't think I've ever played a game in Hobart. So it'd be nice to get down there and spread the game. I think they'd love to have a team down there at some stage in the A-League. So hopefully a lot of supporters can come out and watch the game and support the A-League in general.
Alex, as is kind of always the case when the results aren't where you want them to be, there has been a bit of speculation about Steve's future. Is it frustrating, particularly when you're on the sidelines, unable to sort of contribute to those results? There is a speculation.
Yeah, of course. I mean, but I guess that's just sport in general, isn't it? When teams aren't performing the way that they should be or the way that they're expected to, there's always speculation around the playing staff and the coaching staff. And as players, we don't read into it too much. We try to avoid that stuff and not read into it. We just do our job and, like I said, focus on our performances on the training pitch and working to become better and working to become more consistent. Whatever happens will happen.
Are you back Steve in as a coach?
100%. Yeah, he's been here now for 4 or 5 seasons and qualified for 3 grand finals, won 2 of them, got a premiership. And although last year wasn't a season that was up to our standard, I think there was several reasons for that. And obviously this year has started the same, but I'm more than confident we could turn it around with the players we've got in the group, and I'm confident we can finish the season with a bang and work our way up the table.